Hey guys, how's it going? It's Thang. So welcome to this build guide video. So I've covered the Cold and Fire build of Spirit Barrage on patch 2.4.3 on the P-turn, and it was amazing. It was amazing until Blizzard truly nerfed it, and then they nerfed it to death, and then really nerfed it to death, like not even usable, period. So why now? Well, interestingly, someone, I don't remember who, but it was on the China server or Asian server, discovered that Spirit Barrage behaves differently. So it's not considered as a pet, but it still gains the buff of certain pet items like the Enforcer and the other, like Mask of Jerem and all the other stuff. Although it still doesn't get the buff from Tsunimasa. Anyways. The build is pretty good. It's almost exactly the same as what I would have, pretty much what patch 2.4.3 would have used anyway. There's lots of variations in how to play it. Who knows if Blizzard is gonna nerf it or fix it, whichever. They might, they may not, who knows. But it's not as super powerful as before, where it was like really amazingly powerful. Anyway, so we're gonna cover it. I guess cover it for you to try whatever until they nerf it, or if they don't nerf it, whatever. Anyways, enjoy the clip and I'll see you guys right afterwards, okay? Alright, so for our items, our main item is going to be the Legacy of Nightmare right here, Litany of Undaunted, and of course the Wailing Host. This 2-piece set bonus, while this is your only set item bonus, every ancient item you have equipped increases your damage dealt by 100% and reduces your damage taken by 4%. So that means potentially you can have increase in 1300% in damage dealt. So that is why we have that there. Next is going to be our Hellfire Amulet, which is going to be best in slot, period. So we want Creeping Death as one of the passive is Creeping Death. Graven Justice is a Rush of Essence or Confidence Ritual is going to be the secondary passive we want to have on our Hellfire Amulet if you can. Now if you can't, then you probably want to equip the Eye of Ouch because it will reduce the damage from range attacks. A lot of the time I die is from range attacks and it really sucks. Anyways, next is going to be well, the Witching Hours is still the best in slot, period. Anyways, if you can get that. If you can't, you can use the Belt of Transcendence. That's a really good Next is going to be our weapon. Now, the weapon I'm using is the barber itself, not the sacred harvester. Reason because these have much better stats, and also it is ancient, versus all the sacred harvester that I have, which are not ancient. Because so if I were to use the sacred harvester, which has like really great stuff, whatever, I would lose that 100% increase in damage, versus the barber that I have is actually really great in stats, and also it's ancient, so why not? Right, so that's up to your discretion, whichever one you want to choose. Next is going to be Lacumba's Ornament, which synergizes with the Sacred Harvester, which is in my Kunai Cube, and also increases our elemental damage. Next is going to be Frostburn, because we are using cold, so I'll cover fire after this, don't worry. We're using Frostburn to increase our damage in, oops, wrong way, in the cold damage right there. And then we want Swampland Waders to increase our elemental damage as well. And then we have the Gazing Demise to increase our Spirit Barrage damage. So each active Spirit Barrage, each active Phantasm increases damage of Spirit Barrage by X amount, so 40 to 50%. So that gets times 5 is actually. So for our helm, we have the Mask of Jerem to increase our pet damage, because Spirit Barrage is kind of broken. Who knows? Best in slot is for the shoulders is Pauldron of the Skeleton King right here. Kind of hard to get, but it's, I don't know, it's probably the best one you can get, period. If you can't, any ancient shoulder will be fine. Aquila Caress is very needed, so that way that whenever you are almost at full, right there in your resource, you have 50% decrease in damage taken, right? No brainers. For our boots, really the best one is going to be illusory boots, period, because it allows you to move unhindered, which means that you are not stuck in an area and you're crowded, and then you want to move and you can't, and you die, right? That's not good. Other people will use like ice climb boots. You can use those too if you want to, but illusory boots are the best one and the hardest ones to get. So now for our Kunai Cube. So in our weapon, we have the Sacred Harvester, but really you should have the Barber, like I mentioned before. It's really up to your discretion in which one is ancient. Use that one instead and put the other one into the Kunai Cube. For our armor part, we want actually a few things you can use. Belt of Transcendence. Summon a fetish when you hit with a mana spender. So the fetish actually helps you to avoid attacks, because they absorb the attacks for you, especially at the Rift Guardians. Now you're probably wondering, why not Tasker and Theo? Because you're shooting the barrage. There's actually not real pets like the Gargantuan. You can actually use the Grim Reaper as well to mimic whatever you are doing instead. Let's see, how can I oh, see mimic. So they will definitely mimic whatever you are doing, so that will give you an extra boost in damage. If you want to melt everything, really, so that's up to you. And the last one is going to be the Ring of Emptiness. Of course, you deal 300% increased damage to enemies affected by both your Haunt and Locust Swarm. So who knows if Blizzard's gonna nerf it. Okay, so let's get into the alternative stuff. For our fire version, we want to have Adriel's Visage and also the Mage Fist right here. Everything is almost pretty much the same within the Kunai Cube itself, and that's pretty much it. Other people will play with like Leoric's Crown up here, just so that they can increase their survivability, and then use like the Mask of Jerem. The Mask of Jerem, where are you? The Mask of Jerem. Oh my god. Mask of Jerem right here. And you know, Belt of Transcendence here. You know, there's a ton of combinations, so it's up to you really, whichever one you want to do, and whichever ones you're more comfortable with, right? And then for our legendary gems, the Enforcer, of course, Bane of the Stricken and Bane of the Trap, and that's it. In the weapon, of course, it's Green Gem, and of course, lastly is going to be our purple gems. Now, you can argue with me, hey, why don't you use Intent? It's up to you. I don't care. Whatever allows you to survive more, that's great. A lot of us are using the purple gems to survive more, and that's our thing. Anyway, so that's with all the normal gems, okay? For our Paragon levels, movement speed up to maximum 25%. That includes the whatever is on your items. So match that up to 25%, and then everything into intelligence. And then offensiveness, critical chance, critical damage, attack speed, and cooldown reduction. Defense, resist all, armor, life regen, then life. Lastly is going to be resource cost reduction, and then area damage and light per hit, and then gold find is last. Alright, so for our skills, so with Spirit Barrage, we can actually use pretty much all of these if you really wanted to. The Wailing Spirit allows you to recover your mana, so that way you have the Aquila Caress pretty much up at all time, and you can pretty much spam everything really well. Even though you already have like Rush of Essence right here, it really does synergize with Rush of Essence, so that you have maximum mana. If not, you can always use Lobotomize right here, so that way that you gain health back every single time you do Spirit Barrage. So that's up to you. Mana 2, just automatic casting, that's up to you if you want to use it. Now if you're using fire, then you use Well of Souls right here for the fire damage, and that's pretty much it for our main damage, Spirit Barrage. Next is going to be Hunt with Poison Spirit, so that we increase the damage of the mobs taken with our Spirit Barrage. Next is Soul Harvest with Language, survivability. Piranha Needles to increase damage done to the mobs and also pull everything together. Spirit Walk, now you can do a few things. You can either do Healing Journey to gain back your life or health, or you can use Jaunt so that you can stand still more, which is kind of weird because you're not using the Endless Walk, so that doesn't really matter much. It's up to you whichever one you want to use. Locust Swarm with Clouds of Insects, so that way our damage is reduced by 25%, okay? For passive skill, we want Rush of Essence, Swampland Attunement. So if you don't have the Hellfire Amulets, you'd want to have Creeping Death right here. So these are the 4 main ones you should have. Rush of Essence, so that whenever you use Haunt, Soul Harvest, Spirit Barrage, or Spirit Rock, it returns 100 mana over 10 seconds. Okay, and then Creeping Death right there, so that your Haunt, Locust Swarm, and Piranha is lasts almost pretty much forever. Grave Injustice, so when you kill things, everything gets reset. All your skills cooldown gets reset to again. Lastly is Confidence Ratio. You deal 25% damage, additional damage to enemies within 20 yards. So if you have the Hellfire Amulets, you can use Swampland Attunement. So that way you get a lot of resist right there, or you can use Jungle Fortitude if you want to, or you can use Bad Medicine as well, so that it helps to increase in survivability. If not, you can also use Spirit Vessel as well. I think also reduce cooldowns the following. No, we don't really use that, no. Or Spirit Vessel is the last one. And that's pretty much it for your passive skills. For the follower, I use the Templar for cheat death and also healing and also life regen. Right here you have heal, loyalty, charge, whatever, and guardian right there. You can use inspire if you want to, but you don't really need to with like Rush of Essence, and also the Spirit is Willing as the rune for Spirit Barrage. That's totally up to you. For his items, we want to use his Immortal Relic right there, so he can't die. Thunder Fury, so that way that it reduces the mob's attack speed, which synergizes with the Wayward right here. So whenever Thunder Fury procs, Wayward will kind of proc as well, 25%. Sorry. 25 to 35% chance to stun the mob, so that way it helps you survive just a little bit more. The Oculus to increase your damage done when you're in it, and also S of Johan to pull everything together. And that's pretty much it for the guide. Hopefully Blizzard does not freaking nerf this, because it's actually pretty cool. It gives you a different, build to play. I think the highest person result is like 103 or 109 or 110, whatever. But they have like, what, 4,000? I think 4,000 Paragon levels versus someone like me who was like 1,300. Well, I can go like 85, whatever, 80, 85. Whatever. It's still a really good viable build. Let's hope they don't nerf it. If they do, well, that's sad face for all of us, right? Because then we just only have like three viable builds to actually use, like the Firebat, Zunumasa, and like Helltooth Harness. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you enjoy it, press a like, and don't forget to press subscribe for future content. I'll see you guys later. Love you. Bye.